Hello there, my name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. We're coming at you today on a wonderful, sunny January morning. I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good, welcome. And we are here, we're back, and it feels so good. We're together again, it's January. We're in the same room. We're in our fortress of solitude, our sea of tranquility.
Yes.
We're here together, and we're gonna hit you with a great episode. So settle back, sit down, get your glass of iced tea, get ready, and prepare to be soothed and enthused by our wonderful chat that we're about to embark on.
Nice.
That's a great intro, I know.
It was nice. I was waiting to see what other word you added there.
Yeah, that was a flowing intro. But to start, as we do when Corey likes to embark and enter my lair, my humble abode, well, I like to treat him to, as a good gracious host, I like to treat him to some snacks and a drink. You've got your glass of water there. Water. You've been properly watered.
I have.
And you're going to be properly fed by the snack of choice today, which is Jaffa cakes.
Yes, Jaffa cakes.
What's your opinion? Do you eat them chocolate up or chocolate down?
I eat in whatever way they come.
On the plate.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like if I open a packet upside down and guess I'm eating them upside down.
Well, my reasoning is if we can take one for like a test study.
Okay.
If it's like. What would you call this? Would you call this a sort of the biscuit surface of the Jaffa cake?
It's
the cake surface.
It's the cake, yeah.
The cake surface. I put cake surface down on the plate because, as you can see, the chocolate melts quite easily.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, and you hold it by the bottom so you don't get chocolate on your fingers.
So if I put it chocolate down, the chocolate will melt onto the plate, and we'll have loads of chocolate circles, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So I put cake surface down, but when I eat, you can eat it either way. You could eat it like this.
You see, some people would also argue that if your Jaffa cake is melting, you're taking too long to eat it. Which
maybe you're just debating it too long. And
yeah. Oh, this way. But the chocolate's gone.
At that point, your chocolate is sliding down the cake, and you've had no luck at all.
No.
However, that's not the only one of today's surprises. However.
No, it's not.
Because that's nice.
As you try and now clean yourself.
I'm going to try and lick because my Jaffa cake's melted. No, but that isn't the only one of today's surprises. I have another surprise for you, Corey.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Merry Christmas. Here you go. It's like a few weeks later. Open it then. It's a few weeks later. So I've given you your Christmas card.
It's the Christmas card.
Describe it.
In January 15th is when this goes out?
Yeah, I think so. It's the 18th today. It's
not the 15th.
No, not the 15th then.
22nd.
I think so.
We're organised. We are.
We're key journalistic professionals. We are.
Happy what?
Yeah, Happy Festdag.
What?
It's what they celebrate in Warhammer.
Okay. I'm looking at it going, what the hell's Festdag?
Festdag. Happy Festdag.
And
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day. See, that's Star Wars.
Life
We've
Day.
established this.
We
know what Star Wars
Happy
is.
Festdag is something that I said because someone that I went to school with was a big Warhammer nut. And every Christmas they'd never say America. They'd always say Happy Festdag.
I love that other fantasy stuff has different stuff because Happy Christmas is very much religious based. So I had to go. Well, we can't say Christmas because
Happy Festdag.
Because Warhammer doesn't have a Warhammer Jesus in massive armor.
No. So we call him, we say Festdag.
Say Festdag.
So my friend would always go around saying Happy Festdag. And I kind of took it on. So now I say it.
Kept it going.
Now I say it, yeah. Of course, Happy Life Day. Everyone loves the holiday of Life Day. So we get to hold our orbs and wear our red robes and walk into the tree and stuff like that.
Start singing.
Start singing, yeah. Everyone does that on Life Day. So, but we aren't talking about Life Day today.
No,
we're talking about an Eve.
Yes,
we're talking
we are.
about Doctor Who.
Yes.
Eve of the Daleks.
Correct.
The New Year special from this year. So we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about our pros, our cons, our likes, our dislikes, and everything that comes in between there. Our highlights, perhaps.
Yeah.
And our lowlights. So to get us kicked off, let's just preface this by saying we haven't watched the Flux season. No. We haven't seen an episode of it.
No.
We're just watching this special.
Correct.
And we're just going to review the special.
Yeah, I mean,
with no accompanying parts, no context, We've just seen it.
I will clarify. After watching the Eve of the Daleks, I tried to watch Flux. I thought, you know what? I've got time. I can watch the whole season.
Yep.
I got 5 minutes into the first episode and thought, there's a knockoff Voldemort here.
Right.
And I'm not kidding you, he is. There's this weird alien who has no nose and speaks in like a weird, like, you know how Voldemort kind of has a weird whispery voice?
He does.
He was doing that.
Right, okay.
And then, like, he's like, oh, it's Halloween and I'm going to find you, Doctor. And then, like, it cuts to a massive giant dog who captures Dan.
Yeah.
I was also trying to figure out, how does Dan fit in? Because Dan's new.
John Bishop.
Yeah. And I was like, Dan gets captured by a massive dog because Dan insults his mum. So he captures him. I was like, this is awful. I'm turning this off.
Right, okay.
I was like, I can't keep going.
You saw enough.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
I'm going to assume they go because they were hunting for a dog. I'm going to assume Jodie finds the dog and then Dan's also there. And they're like, hey, you're a companion now because yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But,
It was a bit surreal to see John Bishop running around in this.
It was.
I'm like, oh, here he is. He's John Bishop. He's just running around. He's himself. So.
I mean, after Bradley Walsh and I can't remember the other guy's name.
I can't. Well, no one else does.
After they departed, obviously.
Is that too harsh? Poor whatever his name was, Ryan. Let's give him the decency of actually saying what his name is.
Yeah. What was the actor's name?
Ryan. The fact that no one remembers.
No, Ryan actor.
Well, great. We know everyone knows.
Well, Bradley Walsh. What exactly? Tosin Cole.
Tosin Cole.
There we go.
Shout out to you, Tosin Cole, if you're listening.
But after they left, obviously it left a gap. You only have one companion, and obviously you can do that if you're a good...
I like Yaz. Yaz is easily my favourite of them.
I mean, I've not seen much of any of those.
But just looking at them, Yaz looks the most interesting.
I'll give you that, but I think after you have the
As
Daleks,
a character,
yeah, I think after this, I don't know if she is.
Right.
There's parts in this, and I'm sure it's going to get mentioned because it always does. But there's parts in this near the end that I'm like, I really don't think that needs to be a thing.
Oh, I see. You're talking about that, are you?
Yeah.
Well, I think that may have been building during the Flux season, and we
Probably,
don't know.
and I don't know it's a thing.
And that might have been the payoff. We may have just only seen the payoff and not the build.
I mean, that is the issue with...
We've only seen the blow-off match. We've not seen the build to it.
Exactly.
You see?
What's your opinion on time loop situations in films, like Groundhog Day?
Groundhog Day, you know,
and that kind of thing, where you keep coming back.
One. Well, shall we explain a bit of the plot, perhaps, to some of the people who might be listening, who might be thinking, "What the hell are we talking about?" Apart from people regularly who are thinking, "What the hell are we talking about?"
Yes, exactly.
Well, the TARDIS has been infected by the flux, flux sphere or something, and it's infected and it's a bit poorly.
Yeah.
So it needs to be fixed. So the Doctor's pressing buttons and flicking switches. Like, right, we're going to end up on this beach planet, but we're going to purge the TARDIS of this nasty stuff. So they run outside, and the TARDIS kind of like cracks and burns and things. And it's a visual representation of the sort of transformation of the TARDIS. So anyway, they escape. They're outside, but they're in like a storage facility, and it's this Alison B is there, and another guy who I can't remember the name of. I'm looking at the name.
You're looking for the actor's name?
Yeah.
Johnny Salmon.
Nick.
Yes.
It's Nick and Sarah.
Yes.
And Alison B is Sarah, who's one of the saving graces of this. There's two saving graces of this episode. One of them is Alison B.
Yes.
Who I feel like is probably the most, I want to say the most realistic, but the most, the most sort of real world of the characters, who seems to be, aware of sort of what's going on and seems to think with a bit of sense.
Yes, exactly.
Right, so we have Alison B as Sarah and Nick. And Nick always comes on New Year's Eve to put something in his storage unit. Is he the only customer of this storage facility? Is that what they explained, or no?
Well, we know Jeff has stuff in there.
But I thought Jeff owns the facility.
No, Jeff works there.
Right, okay.
Jeff is the other one who's supposed to be working. That's why she works all the time, because Jeff doesn't turn up.
Right, okay.
Other than that, we don't see anyone else's stuff.
We know there is other stuff. There's other gates.
Yeah.
So other people must be storing stuff.
But obviously no one comes on New Year's because everyone's out having fun and
And then she gets rang by her mum.
Every 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah. Because the phone lines are going to be busy at midnight.
Exactly.
So she doesn't, which is maybe true. I don't know how untrue that is.
Well, my parents still like text me before New Year's because they're like, everyone's going to be texting at New Year's, so you won't get it. I'm like, but that's not how it works.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is what she's explaining, because obviously
Yes.
it's now modern technology.
Great. But with all the joys and wonders of modern technology.
Exactly.
So the doctor's arrived in the storage facility.
Yeah.
And Alison B is talking to Nick. And Nick says, "Oh, I'm just going to put this Monopoly box in my storage unit. I'll see you in a minute." And off he goes. And he goes up there and he's got stuff like shoes and tape recorders and headphones and stuff like that in there. And Monopoly sets. And he puts it in there and he leaves. And then he walks around the corner. And the second saving grace of this episode is here. And it's the Daleks.
Yep.
And they are just fantastic. I cannot say a bad word about them. They're wonderful. Nicholas Briggs, again, friend of the show, Nicholas Briggs, our only friend of the show.
Yeah.
Well, no, we've got several friends of the show.
We have.
Shout out to you, Alex Lightman. But
yeah.
No, Nicholas Briggs, big friend of the show. Shout out to you, Nick Briggs, if you're listening. We love you. So, Nicholas Briggs pulls out the park. Really great performance as three. However many of them there are, is there 2 or 3? There's 3.
Well, there's technically 5.
There's 5.
Because the 2, Daleks aren't affected by the time loop.
Right,
so the 2 that Nick kills, when 3 come back, that's 3 different Daleks. It's not the 2 that's because this is the thing, right? We'll get onto this in a minute. Because at one point in the plot, right? So essentially Nick dies, and then Sarah dies, and then the doctor and the crew dies, and they all come back. At the same place,
ahead.
But it's a minute ahead. So Nick and Sarah are halfway through a conversation, and the Doctor is still at the Tardis.
Yeah.
And then essentially what happens is Nick goes back down, realizes, wait a minute, I'm getting deja vu here. A Dalek's about to appear, so I'm going to run and save Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah runs off and goes, I need a weapon.
Yeah.
So, and then the Doctor's like, 2 people died.
Yeah.
So we got to go save them.
They've got to save them.
And then everyone dies again.
Yeah. There's a lot of loops of just being killed by Daleks.
But like the thing that confused me, and this is how I figured out Daleks on part with time loop, is there's one point where it's like 55 minutes where Sarah's like, I have to save Nick because if he dies, he'll be dead when we come back.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he dies at like 56 minutes.
Yeah.
So we need to save him now. And then what happens is Nick ducks, 2 Daleks shoot each other, which is a massive flaw in the Daleks plan.
They can only be killed by their own lasers. I think that's pretty cool flaw, actually.
Yeah, but if you're a Dalek species, because apparently, right, there's a different Daleks, and they've been made specifically to kill the Doctor.
The Executioner Daleks.
Yes. So surely you would think to put something in there so you can't shoot yourself.
So there's no friendly fire as possible.
It's not the first time they've shot each other.
There's a lot of amount of friendly fire.
Yes.
Well, Nick, he ducks the lasers.
Yeah.
And by the way, they've not got the usual exterminator on. They've got like a cool Gatling gun now, which I thought was pretty badass. Even though there's a massive cone of fire that just sprays everywhere.
Because
I love the overkill when they're first killed. It's not just one laser; it's like 25 lasers to the chest. And
because the part that confused me was they end up dying again, and then when they come back, Nick's alive. And I was like, well, technically, if it's the same Daleks, he should be dead now. But that's why it's like, we're not, because the Dalek that killed him in the first timeline is now dead.
They just send more Daleks?
Yeah, it's a different Daleks.
Right, okay.
That's how Nick's still alive.
So there's about probably 5 Daleks.
Yeah, because the original Dalek that killed Nick is can no longer kill him.
So they aren't affected by the time loop?
They are not. They can go in there, because also they teleport around, they go in and out the building, they're not affected by this.
Yeah, fair enough. That sorts that for me then.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, my other question is, and this one isn't answered, what happens, we see it with, Dan dies at one point, he tries to distract the Dalek and goes, oh, are you working here? I've got a parcel.
Yeah, he runs around him and then the Dalek just, sees through his ruse and shoots him.
It takes about 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Everyone else dies at the same time. Is he just stuck in limbo? Or like, does he go back to the next time loop where everyone's still alive? Is he just dead at this point?
No,
what happens to him?
Well, he's at the end. I think he just gets zapped forward like everybody else does.
Because that's why I hate time loops, because it messes with my brain. Oh. So, like, he tends to get zapped forward, but everyone else gets zapped, and it's time.
Well,
annoying.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're dealing with here. And no, let's chat a bit more about the Daleks, because they're the funnest part of the episode. Damn it.
They are.
They're the best part of the episode, I think. They're written in a very Russell T Davies kind of way. I was kind of getting flashbacks to the sort of Canary Wharf sort of Cult of Skaro bit where they just kind of chat to each other.
Yeah.
And where they'd say cool lines to the Cyberman or whatever they're saying.
They're definitely more.
It was very un-Chibnall-like.
Yes.
To write them in such a way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the writing in the last special wasn't great.
No.
For the Daleks.
No.
They sounded fine, sure thing. And there's no knock on Nicholas Briggs. Goddamn. He does a fantastic job. But I feel like the writing for the last special wasn't as strong as this one.
No.
Especially when it comes to Dalek, Dalek action.
It's... I mean, we talked about last season before. Last year's special before.
Last year's special. It would be helpful to have Rachel with us. Shout out to you, Rachel.
Yeah, because she knows everything.
Yeah. Rachel was kind of our third host that joined us. Our special guest host that joined us and helped us with some more of the lore-based things that we didn't know about.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but no, the Daleks this time around were better than last time round. They are more of a threat last time round. They're not 3D printed this time round.
No, it's annoyed you.
Which annoyed me.
They've got cool Gatling gun attachments.
Yeah, but they do seem to have gone to the Stormtrooper style of shooting because they can't hit anything.
They can't hit. Well, no, there's bits where they hit things great. The first 5 minutes, they hitting everybody. It's like their accuracy decreases.
Yeah. It's like you've got a Gatling gun. Just spray it.
Yeah.
Something. They're running down a hallway in a straight line.
They're standing there. No, Alison B and Nick and the doctors and her sort of team stand together in the hallway talking about the Daleks. And you can see the Daleks coming up behind them. And goes, now's my chance. They're all standing there just talking. I'm going to exterminate them. And then he's just firing everywhere, not hitting a single person.
Well, there's that one bit. This is really complicated because I'm trying to figure out what loop it happened in. But there's that one bit where Sarah and Nick are in the basement, and it's when Nick tells her that I always come on New Year because that's when I know you're here.
Yeah.
And they're behind these 2 barrels, and Nick gets sniped through that little gap.
The barrel. That guy was ready. Yeah. He was like, I'm gonna snipe you through the thing. No. Yeah. They are because they're behind. They are. They're between 2 barrels, and he snipes him through the barrel.
So, got you. But that's one shot as well because no bullets come. It's one shot. No, bang.
That guy got pinpoint accurate snipe on him.
Yeah.
So, but everyone else is just firing 10,000 lasers into his body. I enjoy the overkill of the new weapons. For some reason, I don't think Chibnall likes the plunger.
No.
Because none of the Daleks that have appeared have had plungers.
They've
had these sort of foldy claw attachments.
Yeah.
Which sure do look cool and do sort of pay homage to the plunger. But I miss the plunger. Just as look, I've got a little one here. Look.
Nice.
This is like a classic.
It is
Dalek. So he's got the plunger. You see.
See,
the plunger.
I can't wait for the new line of toys that's now going to come out with the Executioner.
Yeah. Oh, I will buy them. I will bloody buy them.
So wait, is it was the Executioner Daleks, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they're called. Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Executioner Dalek from Daleks.
Oh yeah. Not to be confused with the Executioner Dalek from the animated series Daleks.
Yes, this Dalek does not want to blow up the whatever it is.
He wants to blow up the archives.
Yeah.
He wants to destroy the archives now. So he's got a claw as well. Maybe he's that type of Dalek. He's got a claw as well instead of a plunger. So the Executioner Daleks. Yeah, I initially thought there was some kind of elite special forces Dalek or something.
Yeah.
Because they've got the Gatling gun and they've got the minigun as it's called.
Yeah.
They've got the minigun, they've got the claw, and they're kind of a bit more attacky.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the word there. I couldn't find it. I was just kind of said attacky. They'll attack you more.
Yeah.
Than a regular Dalek, which I don't know, might not.
I mean, it's from a, and I mentioned this in way back in the 2000s TV show episode.
Did you?
Because Doctor Who was...
Yes, it was mentioned, I believe.
It was my number 1 or number 2 or something.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the good thing about Doctor Who is you can whack on an episode and you generally get the gist of what's going on. As long as you know who the Doctor is, who the companions are, cool. You can watch it. And to be fair, with this one, I wasn't at any point confused. I didn't know who Dan was, but I didn't need to know who it was. I knew it was a companion, that's it. That's all I need to know. And it mentioned earlier... His inside jokes, but he's been from Liverpool and they're in Manchester and stuff. Yeah. And that's okay, cool. Obviously, you'll get more from knowing the series because right at the end, there's that guy who's watching the fireworks.
Yeah.
He's from, like, Jodie's first episode.
Oh, I thought that was Jeff.
I initially thought it was Jeff.
Yeah, I thought, Jeff's here.
No, I googled it. He's from the, like, first couple episodes. So he's on the train when Jodie meets Graham and Ryan.
Right.
He's right at the start and, like, appears in that was first 2 episodes and then is never seen again.
Right.
So that's like a reference. So here's this guy from the first series and he's back now for, like, this little inside jokey bit.
Oh, right, okay. I just thought that was Jeff. I was like, Jeff's
I initially thought it was Jeff, but it wasn't.
Because they don't have Jeff appear. Who was Jeff?
Well, I tried
the
googling
mysterious
it.
man who, like,
no one knows who he is.
Who has, like, food and
maybe
and
in because we're not doing a series this year. It's specials this year. There's 3 specials coming out this year.
Right, okay.
And that's it. Because I tried googling this. There's 3 specials this year. Is this one? There's one which is Legend of the Sea Devils.
Yep.
And we don't know
Sea Devils are back.
We don't know what the third one is yet.
Right.
What if the third one is Jeff?
Jeff strikes back.
Jeff strikes again.
The problem is
Jeff Harder.
The problem with Daleks, right? When I was a Bain, when I was a kid, I'd write.
Sorry, did you turn Scottish for a second?
Yeah, when I was a Bain, when I was a kid, when I was a Chilblain, I'd write a lot of Doctor Who sort of. Let's not call it fan fiction. Let's call it.
You just write stories.
Yeah, write stories of Doctor Who, right? And I'd always somehow find a way to put the Daleks in.
Yeah.
Whatever, anywhere, anytime, the Daleks are in it, right?
Yeah.
It's like that thing. This is going to be an awful tangent.
Yeah.
But when Gareth Edwards was talking about making Rogue One, he talked about the inclusion of Darth Vader, and he said that it's very hard to show restraint with Darth Vader because once you have Darth Vader in your film, you kind of want him all the time.
Yep.
You kind of don't want a scene without Darth Vader in it. So it's kind of hard to show restraint. And I was like, the Daleks, as soon as I put them in, they'd be in every single scene somehow. Yeah. And I'm like, right, I need to... And it was like that with this. It's like, yeah, I know we can't have the Daleks all the time.
Yeah.
But a part of me wants that. It's like, I know that they like, in Russell T Davies here, they showed up like every year or whatever. Or they'd have like some kind of arc or... But with me, I just want them all the time, which is horrible. But there's a saturation of sort of...
You see, I kind of get that. But also, while watching this, I was also... Now, again, I know Flux is Dalek-based in story.
Oh, I think the Daleks are in the Flux story, but
because,
they're not the focal point.
No, because they mentioned that... basically, the thing with the Santarans where they destroyed us the Dalek stuff, but it was a Santaran plan and the Doctor got involved, and again, we've not seen it. So I know that's a bit more... I
think the Cybermen were involved as well.
Well, that's what I was going to say as well, is the fact that I know, because like last year, Daleks, I'm like, I know the Daleks are a big thing, and I know the Cybermen come back. I think Jodie faced them in a first series, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. She has done, I think. I think I'm also getting... Because I know Capaldi did right at the end, like the old original Daleks, like the ski masks and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I kind of.
You mean the original Cybermen with the ski masks?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said Dalek.
Oh, did I? I meant Cybermen.
Oh, right, okay.
I kind of also just want other things. Don't even have to be new. Like, bring just like or older, like, or just like things from like they were Tennant's era.
They brought the Icemen out. What were they called? The Ice Warriors or something, who were from.
Yeah.
Like, you need more classic Who monsters.
Or does even if...
like Tennant's era.
That's what I was going to say. Like, just bring back, like, the Vashnarada or something.
Yeah.
Because I know the Weeping Angels come back every now and then.
They only had one episode, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an awful shame.
Well, I think it was technically 2. I think they were... But it's the same... It was like a 2-part
kind of thing. That was Silence in the Library, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was River Song.
Yep.
Which was amazing episodes.
Vashnarada... When I was younger, Vashnarada was... I loved them.
Yeah.
They were my...
Why don't they show up again? Come on.
I know it's a bit hard because obviously you've got to be in the dark and play, but come on.
It's like I don't know why the silence got so much in Matt Smith's era.
I don't mind the silence.
Do you not?
No, I thought they were quite cool because because I guess with this and the Daleks are similar. They have the arc through his whole thing of trying to figure out who they are and what they are. They were in it. They consistently had a story going through. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, we need a villain back for an episode.
Here's Slender Man. You know. So I don't know. I was a bit perplexed by the idea of the silence. I was like, I
liked it. Oh. It was kind of like weird opposite Weeping Angel, where if you look at them, you forget them.
Oh right, okay.
And I thought that's kind of cool.
Instead of the Weeping Angels, where you like look at them and die. I don't know what you do if you.
Everyone keeps saying, "What happens if a silence just said Weeping Angel?"
Oh, do they stare at each other?
I don't know.
Oh,
everyone's like, "Does the Weeping Angel forget the silence was there?"
Oh, does the Weeping Angel kill the silence?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a weird thing.
So that's No, I don't see that crossover.
Doctor Who, everybody.
No, exactly. But no, back to the actual episode.
Yes.
The Daleks themselves, saving grace, absolutely amazing. What's your favourite Dalek moment in the episode?
I was warned about this. I was talking to someone at uni and he goes, you've talked to Nick Briggs. There's a moment which is very much on the nose.
Oh, I see. I know.
Very much on the nose of Nick Briggs. There's very much an inside joke. He's like, watch out for you know what it is. And there's a part in this where
it's at the start.
It's at the start. Nick's gone down in the lift,
right?
And for everyone who's unaware at this point, we've mentioned it several times. Nicholas Briggs is the guy who voices the Daleks.
Yeah, we interviewed him. You can go back on our YouTube channel, plug our YouTube channel, The Real Show, double REEL show.
Yes.
You can look us up.
Correct.
We have an early episode, I think episode 18, 19?
Yeah, somewhere near there.
We managed to get Nicholas Briggs.
Yeah, we did.
Because we've got time, I'll tell the story. We were looking for people to interview, and the Doctor Who special had just come out, I think.
Yeah.
The last one, the last Dalek special had just come out with the 3D printed Daleks.
Yes.
And it was like, we could get the guy that does the voice of the Daleks. We need to find out who he is. And we found him. He's Nicholas Briggs. He's got a website, right? Cool.
He does.
Where he has, websites and stuff like that, and bookings and whatever. And we go, we could send him an email. So anyway, I type up this email. Corey sends it off using our official Real Show email.
Correct.
And we wait a couple of days, and we get something back from a woman who we later found out was his wife.
Yeah.
So we get an email back from his wife, and after some correspondence, we initially book him and his own sort of co-host, Benji Clifford. Unfortunately, Benji had to pull out later because he had some work to do. He was doing some big Finish recording, so he couldn't show up. But we managed to just get Nick, which is great because our original plan was just having Nick. So we got Nick Briggs, and he was lovely, absolutely charming, really funny, was really open for us, really an open book for us to talk to. Had a wonderful episode, one of my favourites, lovely episode, and we sort of spent 45 minutes with him, and it was really nice to speak to him. Right, wonderful time. So after that sort of experience, we sort of gained this is how we sort of interview people. And going back, would I have done things differently? Maybe.
Yeah.
Would I have said some better stuff? Maybe. Would I have tried not to geek out? Sure. Because I'm a massive Dalek fan, as you know. So it was a real honour to speak to him, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my quite short life. So it was really good. And shout out to you, Nick, wherever you are, if you're listening. So anyway, continue your point.
So Nicholas Briggs is the guy who was the Daleks, and there's a part in this where Nick, the guy, not the voice actor, goes down the lift to put his stuff away, and the lift's coming back up. Now we know Nick's dead.
Yes, he's been killed by a Dalek.
He's been killed. And so Sarah hears the lift open up, and she's like, "Oh, Nick, is that you?" And the Dalek turns around and goes, "I am not Nick." Which is great.
It's funny, because he is, technically.
He is Nick.
I reacted to that live. I was watching that live. I heard that line and I thought, well, you technically are Nick.
100%. He found out that the actor's called Nick and went, right, I'm gonna say...
That was an ad-lib.
Exactly.
That was an
he goes, right, can we have a scene where she asks if it's Nick? So I can just say this line, please.
I am not Nick.
Is it weird that I can imagine him sat at home before shooting, just practicing that line constantly?
Yeah, in the in the ring modulator, Because we've seen it, because he told us great stories of him.
He does.
Bringing the device that he uses to make the Dalek voice. It's called a ring modulator, and it has a little microphone and a little speaker, and it sort of, you turn dials and it changes your voice and such. And he brings it everywhere with him.
Yes.
And he does the Dalek voices, and he does them in like script read-throughs and stuff, which is fun to watch. And obviously on set, it's all very professional and stuff like that. And he has different Dalek voices.
He does.
And for the three that we saw, one had like a regular sort of Dalek voice.
Yeah.
One had like a bit more of a gravelly one, and one kind of had like a high Dalek voice.
Yeah.
Which I love the variation. I'm really happy about that. It's a shame they're not visually different, which is just my thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so I like the extra weapons. I like the Gatling gun and the claw and whatever.
Well,
but maybe they could have had like, I don't know, black domes or black stripes or something.
You see, part of me was thinking that, because I'm like, also, obviously, we've seen it sometimes with the Tardis, but you have normal ones, and then you have like the Emperor Dalek, who's like red. And it's like, you can tell he's in charge because he's a different colour.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking, I guess all these were just like soldiers, I guess.
The Supreme Dalek is red.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of these, I guess, were just lackeys. So
Yeah.
so they're all going to look the same.
Soldiers, probably. So they're just all bronze, They're all the bronze Daleks. I don't think in the Chibnall era we'll get a visually distinct Dalek, apart from the reconnaissance one at the start, and then the 3D printed ones were black.
Yeah, but I mean, put it this way: there's 2 more specials of Chibnall left because then it's Russell T Davies again. Yeah. One of them is Sea Devils. I assume the last one isn't going to be Daleks, so probably not.
No, probably not. I can kiss my dreams goodbye on that one.
I reckon the last one, I'm kind of part of me is a bit surprised.
Special weapons Dalek, yeah.
No,
the special.
No, it's gonna be something a bit.
Dalek.
It's
Dalek time controller.
It's either going to be something really different and it's new.
It'll be the Cybermen again, I think.
Or it's going to be something like fanfare, like Cybermen.
It'll be
it'd be a big.
The start of her era was Cybermen, wasn't it? As you said. So
yeah.
Maybe the Cybermen again.
So it'd be something like, oh, this is my last episode, a big fan favorite. Yeah. Well, hey, bring in Russell T Davies. He's going to bring it back to life.
He's gonna bring it home.
Get out with defib.
Yeah. Get him back.
And then crack on with the 60th anniversary.
Oh wow!
Which is
we'll have Daleks in that one.
Probably. What was the 50th? Oh no, it was what was the 50th anniversary?
Was that Capaldi? No, it wasn't.
No, it was Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, yeah.
It was Matt Smith, Dale Tennant, and the War Doctor.
That was the one with John Hurt.
Yeah, and then Tom Baker came back in the end.
Yeah, Tom Baker. Yeah, at the end. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I mean, apparently Matt Smith's coming back in the 60th. It's a rumour. I don't know.
I like Matt Smith.
I want to see Eccleston because he didn't come back in the 50th because he didn't want to.
He said he'd be back,
but
he said he wants to come back now.
But now he's doing voice stuff.
He's doing Big Finish.
Bring it. I love Eccleston. He didn't get enough credit.
Not enough love. He only had one series for the Ninth Doctor.
It was a fantastic series.
Get him back. Yeah,
it was a fantastic series.
Yes. Oh, fantastic.
That wasn't on purpose. Until I said it.
But yeah, we have. He's doing Big Finish stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's doing one of the dramas.
Yeah.
So he clearly wants to come back to the role. Let him come back for the 60th.
Go on, bring him back.
Get him his leather trench coat or whatever he used to wear.
Bring him back.
And his formal shoes.
Yes.
So we have him in that, and it's also great to see the Daleks back in there.
It is.
So what do you think of Jodie?
So
what's her performance like to you?
What's your
opinion on her performance?
So, like I said, I've seen the first couple episodes of her first season. Mm-hmm. So I saw her first episode, and I thought she was really good. And I thought, you know what, she's a bit, what's the word? She's a bit cool. She made her own sonic screwdriver.
She's a bit cool.
Yeah.
What do you mean by cool?
Well, Matt Smith.
Hip.
No, you sound like an old man if you say that.
Okay.
Matt Smith isn't cool. His hip. Me hip. Matt Smith isn't cool. He's more of he's childish.
He's
he's fun, exactly.
Yeah.
Jodie Whitaker was like, okay, you know what? She kind of has this carefree thing. She made her own sonic screwdriver. Maybe that's going to be the whole crux where she'll just DIY MacGyver stuff and she'll make stuff, and that's how she's gonna, which never gets put up again. She never makes anything else.
Well, right, okay, right. To stop you there, that would have been a great trait for a Doctor.
Yeah.
Because in the end of the episode, she does end up making something. She makes the explosion that blows up the building with the fireworks and the tank and the gas canisters.
I'm pretty sure
that would have been a great Doctor trait.
You see,
it'd be kind of like a MacGyver type figure who solves the episode by taking random technology.
I don't think she's done anything else in the other ones.
Like that. Well, I would have that would have been a great trait, because I don't want to, throughout all the Doctor's incarnations, they're all sort of have different personality traits and have different kind of aspects of what the character, sort of how the character is written and what the actor brings to the role.
Yeah.
So
because you had Eccleston, who was serious.
Yep.
David Tennant was he was a bit serious, but also
he was a bit zany sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Smith was a complete child.
Yes.
Then Capaldi came back and was also serious.
Also back with the serious, came back with the fury of the Doctor.
And then Jodie kind of came out and was a little bit bumbly, but also was like, I'm going to make stuff, and
John Hurt as well. John Hurt was serious.
John Hurt was serious. Yeah, but he's the ward. He has to be serious.
Yeah, dramatic actor, John Hurt. God rest him.
But no, the first episodes were good. To be fair, first season, I only stopped watching it because I just fell out of watching it. It wasn't the episode's fault. I just lost the schedule and just kind of didn't pick it back up. I didn't mind her in this episode. I thought she was alright. She seemed okay. She seemed like someone who, you know what, was trying to figure stuff out and it wasn't working.
Right.
And I like that when that happens in Doctor Who, when they try something and it goes wrong and it doesn't work, because that's different from when the Doctor does something and well, it worked.
Amazing.
It worked.
Amazing. We solved the problem. We defeated the Cyberman.
I like it when it's kind of, because also I know they had specials coming out, but I wouldn't have been surprised if at some point, because it kind of goes, okay, we've only got a minute left. I was like, she might have ended up sacrificing herself at this point, because
there's a lot of talk of that happening, of how she's going to sort of change.
It's going to be the third special. She'll regenerate, but you won't see it until Russell T Davies' one. I would love it if it was like the 50th anniversary.
Sacrifice stuff, yeah.
Because Peter Capaldi was in that, because he appears at the end. Because he's like, oh, there's 11 of us, and then he goes, no, 12, and Peter Capaldi appears, because that's when he regenerates. I was like, I love that, because it's not expected. Because I know Jodie came in of like a little trailer of like, oh, I'm putting the hood down and
I'm going to a really shoddy stock photo TARDIS.
Yeah, and here's the Master, who I'm a woman now.
Yeah. Oh no, Missy was for Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, but she was in that episode, and then she got turned into whoever the guy is now.
Oh right, okay.
Because she sees her as a woman, and then she sees the new Doctor as a female, and is like, oh, that's good. And then she turns into, I can't remember the Master's name for the current.
The guy who was in the Doctor Who documentary, the one the sort of the special that talked about the making of Doctor Who.
Yes.
He was in that.
But no, she was alright. She's pretty good. Yaz in this was okay. I like Dan. I've not seen much of him, but he seems like a decent.
Right.
He just seems like a companion, but I guess similar to Sarah, who knows what's going on and is a bit more honest and like, listen, you just need to.
Right. Yeah.
This is how it is. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
Rather than being a bumbling other companions.
Okay. What did you think? Let's talk about this as kind of like our last thing.
Yep.
Hey, this is the real show takes on complex themes and whatnot. What did you think of the Yaz bit?
Yeah,
I'll mention the Yaz bit because you know what I'm talking about when I say it.
Yes, well, this is what I was alluding to earlier.
Yes, so let's discuss it.
Yeah, so right near the end, when they're planning out the
plan.
Firework plan, it's just Yaz and it's Dan, and Dan's like, oh, you know, tell like this, what's wrong? Why aren't you telling me? And she's like, oh, eventually she says she has a crush on the Doctor, essentially.
Yes.
That's the crux. And then Dan tells the Doctor when Yaz is away.
He does it like a child at the playground. It's really Stephanie doesn't like you. Stephanie likes you.
It's more of
Stephanie likes you. Ooh.
It's more of an adult who has two kids, and the kids don't want to admit it. So you're just telling them. She's like, I'm just gonna tell them.
Oh. Why don't you just sit her down? Not sit down. Just stop her for a minute and just say hey.
Well, you can't because they're rushing off to do stuff. They've got to do.
It means a lot to you. You know. Yes, means a lot to you.
Yeah.
And she really cares about you, and you know she loves you in a way.
You see, this is the thing that because like we said, we've not watched Flux, so it could be explained in Flux. My thing with Doctor Who is because obviously Tennant and Eccleston had Rose.
Yes.
Which was great.
I feel like Tennant and Rose was probably more. I feel like I don't know why.
Yep.
But Eccleston and Rose.
Yep.
It worked for me.
Yep.
It was like a dad and his daughter. It's like I could not see them hooking up.
That's probably just because they just looked. He looked older.
Much older than she was.
Yeah.
So I just thought that this is like a dad and daughter adventure, which is nice. Tennant was a lot more sort of.
Well, to be fair,
see these two hooking up.
To be fair, it got more into that when Tennant was around.
Yes, it did as well.
But that was good. Matt Smith kind of had the Amy thing, because Amy's with Rory, but Amy likes him, and it's a bit near. Capaldi had no one.
Clara.
Yeah, I guess
Again, I saw as sort of dad and daughter.
Yeah,
thing.
and then also they got.
I saw more Matt Smith than Clara, to be honest.
Yeah.
And people sleep on Clara. I really like Clara. I've discussed with many Doctor Who fans who don't like Clara, and I'm like, what? I really like her. I love Jenna Coleman.
But it just seems like, and this is also kind of why I liked Capaldi's last season, because Capaldi had Bill, and
what do you think of Bill?
I like Bill.
Do you like Bill?
Because I knew for a fact there was not going to be a random love thing inserted because she's lesbian. So she won't like the Doctor because I'm like, great, there's not going to be.
Now the Doctor's a woman. Oh.
Yeah, I know. And now Yaz is also like bi, I guess technically.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm like, not every companion needs to have. Because my thing is, I would have thought what would happen was the Doctor has Rose. What happened with Rose happens with Rose.
Yeah.
The Doctor after that never falls in love because he's like I can't fall in love with anyone else because what happened to Rose again. That's not been the case. Matt Smith goes, Wait,
Amy, Clara, way.
I'm like, I get the companion can do it, but I just don't think it needs to be a thing in every single series that
Yeah, sure.
love gets in the way, and that's why they end up, splitting because
Just have them be mates. It's not
Exactly.
hard.
Exactly.
It's not hard. I feel like that is a screenwriter's ploy. Speaking as a screenwriter, that is like a screenwriter's ploy of I have these characters that are together for a while.
Yeah.
Let's have them hook.
Yeah.
And when you don't really need to have them hook.
No.
Not in a story that doesn't rely on them hooking.
It's
which is like this.
Can the Doctor just leave a companion and just have them be friends?
Yeah. That's why we have to write them as a lesbian to have them not be interested.
It's like, What I don't want to see is Russell T. Davies. I'm hoping, because obviously he's the one that did Rose.
Companion a Dalek. That way I can have Daleks in every episode, and they don't have to hook up.
Russell T. Davies did Rose, so I'm kind of hoping that he's like, right, I'm not going to do that again, because I don't need to do it again.
That's my next idea for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Coming out. I'm kind of the Doctor and the sidekicks as well. Even though that'd probably bring out some really interesting themes.
Well,
because they're supposed to hate each other.
Yeah, I mean,
and if the Doctor was forced to be around a Dalek all the time,
technically, Clara was at one point.
Yep.
And Rusty was kind of he wasn't a companion. He was a friend.
Just put Rusty in it, yeah.
And then you had Pandals, which was for Cybermen.
Yeah, handles, yeah, especially like that, yeah. Because kind of make handles a Dalek.
There was a good Cyberman, wasn't there?
There was, yeah.
Because I think that's the one. Again, I think it's a Clara episode, whereas the Cyberman who gets is still got a face on or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that image.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. But let's talk real ratings.
Yes.
Did you have a real rating?
I did. Right.
I think mine actually might be lower than yours.
Oh.
But it depends how low you'll go. You're normally more of the critic between us.
I am.
So
I'm very harsh with stuff I don't like.
Right, you're a very harsh critic. Okay, well I'll let you go first then, shall I?
To me,
actually, you know what? I'll go first.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give this a 7.
I was gonna give it a 7.5.
Right. Okay. My initial thought was you'd give it like a 6 or a 5.
No, to be fair, I thoroughly enjoyed this because it just seems different. I'm like, you know what? Fair. It's fun. It's different. It's cool. I like it.
I'm not going to drop it by 2 points.
It's not great.
I'll still give it a 7.
Yeah. It's not great, but it's different. It's a time loop. It's okay. Cool. You know what? Cool. And Nick was good. Sarah was good. Yeah. Companions were fine. It was just an alright episode.
For a Doctor Who episode, it is.
To be fair,
it is passable to good.
This is the thing, though. It felt more like an episode of Doctor Who, not a special.
Yeah. Yes. Because and I'll tell you why. Classic episodes had no budget. It was a hallway. It was a room. Yeah. It was one building, and there was there was a force field. There was a time loop. There was something where you could not leave the confines of the building or whatever. It doesn't care what alien planet you're on. Doesn't matter. You're stuck in this building, right? And I love that, right? You're in a canyon. Yeah. You're in a fire station. You're in a whatever, right? That's classic sci-fi. That's classic sci-fi. You've got no budget. You're in one building, and there's a reason why you cannot leave.
Yes.
And this harken back to that. I feel like you're trapped in a confined space with a monster that's coming to kill you.
Yeah.
So you have to find creative ways to avoid the monster and defeat the monster while getting out at the same time, right? So that's what I felt like this was.
Yeah.
It was like a classic episode because this is something I'd see, Pete Davidson doing, or like. Who's like Colin Baker?
Yeah.
Someone doing that. We're stuck in a building. There's a time loop. There's Daleks coming after us. We have to, dodge through like hallways and run through doors and stuff like that.
Has Jodie met an older Doctor yet?
No.
Because Tennant met the
Tennant met Smith and War Doctor.
But he also met the one that he's married to.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not married to him. He's married to his daughter.
That's what I was going with that, but you said his name. Matt Smith has met Doe Tennant.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
No, Matt Smith and War Doctor and Tom Baker.
Capaldi met the first Doctor.
Yeah. William Hartnell. Yeah.
And Jodie's met no one, I guess.
No, Jodie hasn't met anyone. We need a crossover with Jodie.
Well, technically, actually, I think she's met another. Wasn't there that woman?
Yeah, there's another Doctor. There's another I think it's like an alternate, not an alternate dimension, but like an alternate timeline Doctor or something like that, where it's another woman.
Again, I've not watched it.
It's not a pre-existing Doctor, let's call it. It's not a pre-existing Doctor.
We're not going to see her come back at any point.
Yeah. So
I guess technically, but it'd be nice to see her see someone.
Or it was like a future incarnation of the Doctor. I think it was a future incarnation of the Doctor. Or one that was before William Hartnell. I don't know. It's weird.
That's the
It's weird.
It'll be cool to see her see one. I don't know who. Oh. Okay, I see. Here we go.
Time Lord Society is what? What are we doing?
When did they first come in?
The Sea Devils.
Yeah. Season 9, episode 3. Who's the Doctor in the Sea Devils episode?
I don't know. From there, it looks like it's Pete Davidson.
Yeah, it looks like it's Pete Davidson. That might be a thing. Bring him back.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, great.
He knows how to fight the Sea Devils.
Sea Devils. Yeah, of course.
There we go.
Look at them. There they are. Yeah, that is.
There we go.
There he is.
There he is.
Is that him? Is that? Do I actually know that's Pete Davidson? It doesn't look like him. No, that's
John Pertwee.
That's John Pertwee. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
There we go.
That's John Pertwee. There we go. Look at him in his coat. Oh, that is peak sci-fi. Where it's a man in a mask. It's a man in a rubber mask and a cloak. I'm the Sea Devil. You know, it's a.
I can guarantee that will look better than the CGI stuff or whatever they're doing now.
Yeah, look, it looks more real. It's like they're actually standing
also,
there.
Can we have a?
There's Master.
Master's awesome.
Yeah, there's classic Master with his goatee and his
Have
beard.
we seen an old Master come back?
Well, why have I forgotten his name? Oh, somebody shoot me, John. What kind of who was the last guy? Who's the guy who was really good at
Sims?
John Sims. Yeah, thank you. I forgot his last name.
The guy who plays everyone in one scene.
Yeah, the Master. Yeah, we need to bring John Sims. Just get John Sims back.
Yeah.
I'd love to see John Sims Master again.
John Sims was good.
He turned up against Peter Capaldi.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And he looked like classic Master.
Yeah.
So, which was really great to see. John Sims would be a great returning Master. So, yes, but that's our ratings.
Yes.
For the Weekly Recc, what have you got planned out for us?
Okay, so you asked me the question before. Is it Doctor Who related? And I said yes, but it's not a Doctor Who thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ask you a question, Murray.
Okay, ask away, fire away.
How long do you think it will take you to go around the world?
80 days.
Yeah, correct.
Nice.
I'm going to recommend the specifically first episode, because I'm still watching the series, of the new BBC series featuring David Tennant of Around the World in 80 Days.
Right. Let's have some background from it.
Because it's really good.
Is it really good?
It's really good.
Okay.
So, I want to preface this. I've not seen the original film or the 2004 remake thing. Okay. But I was like, you know what? It came on an advert and I thought, I like the concept of that. I like David Tennant. I was thinking as well, I've not seen Broadchurch. Can't recommend Broadchurch. It was one of my first thoughts.
It's good. I've seen Broadchurch.
Because Jodie's in it. David Tennant's in it.
Yeah, I know that's where Jodie's from.
And Rory from Maximus Zero is also in it.
Okay.
But I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down and watch a bit of Around the World in 80 Days. It's on BBC iPlayer. It's free if you have a TV license. And you can watch it on there.
Or if you just know how to lie.
Well, yeah.
I guess that's also effective.
But it's no, you'll get a massive van coming out your door with
a van will bust through the siren on the
it's like the
BBC detection
it's like the Simpsons
van.
Hit and Run.
Yeah, the BBC detection van will be coming after you.
But no, it's on there. You can watch it. It's 8 episodes. There's an hour long per episode. Well, 50 minutes.
Good David Tennant. Good.
He's really good.
Yeah, great.
I mean, it's David Tennant.
Of course, yeah.
It's David Tennant.
Always at the blasting it out of the box.
But it's because obviously if you watch, again, I've not seen the films, but it's like, okay, well if we go Around the World in 8 days, it's 2 hours long. So it's like, okay, you get more time and development in like each day in 8 episodes. So roughly it's probably about 10 days per episode ish. But it's like first episode is him and it's him like leaving, but it's him in like France. Then like the second episode is him in Italy,
right?
I think. And then I think the third one's like Egypt or something. I've not gone that far.
Okay.
But it's very good and very character driven and it's very nice and it's very dramatic.
Real rating?
I'm gonna give the first episode a 9.
Oh wow, that's high praise.
I'm probably gonna finish this series probably in 2 days. So by the time this episode comes out, so you never know. In 2 weeks' time, I may be recommending the whole series.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, it's okay. I feel like it's okay if we recommend one episode of something,
Yes.
and later we can recommend another episode.
Yeah.
Unless you recommend the full series, you can do episode by episode. I think I've recommended
For the next 60 from all my next ratings, this could be every episode.
every episode, every 8 episodes. Because I feel like if we harken back to last week, I recommended the finale of Cobra Kai season 1.
So you're doing it backwards.
Previously, I've recommended Cobra Kai as a whole.
You have.
So I feel like I can. You can pick and choose episodes of things. I've recommended episodes of like Clone Wars and stuff. So yeah, that is thus concludes our review of Eve of the Daleks. We hope you enjoyed.
Correct.
And we will see you. We'll be hitting your earwaves next week with another classic and excellent offering for you. And what's coming up next week? Do you know? What do we know what we're doing?
Well, I guess it'd be Hawkeye. I guess.
Yeah, it will be. We'll be looking at the finale of Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
We've got stuff coming up for Star Wars, Book of Boba Fett.
Correct.
We've got a bit of a Royal Rumble surprise coming up as well in the end of January. So yeah, we've got loads of exciting stuff for you. So we'll see you then. It's a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.